What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are doing well. Modern women are starting to feel the burn out in these streets. Guys, this is about to be a whole shakeup within our country, man. And this right here is living proof of why we are so much better together. Let's get into it. Let's go.
There's something really strange that is happening, and every time I look on YouTube, I see a new video on someone else who has just moved to New York. There's always I just moved to New York City. Whoa! I feel like a lot of people romanticize the living out of New York City, and it sucks. I mean, it's great, but it also sucks, and I'm still in the sucks part. I moved to New York by accident, and I talked about it in my life update video. I'll link it somewhere. But that didn't stop me from romanticizing what my future New York experience would be. I came here on some Carrie Bradshaw. I came here thinking I would be the next Carrie Bradshaw, the black Carrie Bradshaw. Okay, like everyone else, literally everyone who comes to New York City who is a fucking transplant thinks that they're Carrie Bradshaw. I came here on my Carrie Bradshaw shit. I came here on my Gossip Girl shit. I came here on my Friends shit. I've never even watched Friends in my life. But you know what? Fuck it. Throw Friends in there. I thought I was going to just pull up in New York City and live my best life. And you know what? I have not. I'm going to be really honest. This is the hardest city that I have ever lived in. And I don't want other people to romanticize it and think that you are going to live like Carrie Bradshaw or Gossip Girl or Friends, or like you are going to live like a rich Caucasian woman.
Guys, they are finally starting to figure out the truth about what it is to really be a modern, independent woman in America. Am I right, guys, or what? Guys, you're going to see so many more videos like this pop up within the next year or two. Watch, guys. They're going to be struggling out here. We are made to work together. It is what it is. Let's go. Hit me up in the comments.
You know who's living like rich Caucasian women in New York City? Rich Caucasian women. New York has beat my ass. And ain't nobody ever beat my ass, boo. But New York has beat my ass. I've been here for 3 years, and I am not having the best time of my life. I am actually having the worst time of my life. And I'm laughing while I'm saying this. Obviously, I can't laugh that hard because, y'all, I'm missing a side tooth since 3 days ago, okay? I got my tooth pulled out, and now I'm a missing side tooth ass bitch. And that shit hurts, okay? I have joined the Missing Side Tooth Bitches Club. That's how I am down bad. It's been really hard for me to make friends, and I learned that early on that people here all have shit to do. And none of it includes you. Everyone has something better than you to do. Everyone else has people more important than you to meet. And it kind of wore down on me after a while. Something that I learned, and one, I don't, before I start, I don't want this to be a pity party. Do not feel bad for me. Do not be like, oh my God, you poor baby, I'm gonna pray for you. Don't do any of that. I hate it, okay? Just don't. I'm just telling you my experience, right? But when I first moved here, I was like so excited. I was meeting people, but I noticed that people kept fucking canceling on me all the time. And I'd be the one so excited to like meet people and like go out and do stuff. And I'm like, yes, let's get it. And people would cancel on me left and right, and they didn't have a care in the world. They had better things to do. It was always, oh, my other friend is doing such and such. I'll catch you another time. It was always like that. It got to be to a point. Man, I met this one girl. She was so cool to me. Like, oh man, I want to hang out with her. Like, we vibing. She invited me out on Saturday night. We were going to have a girls' night out. She invited me. She made the plan. This is after she canceled on me at least twice. I was running late to the plan. I was so nervous about making her wait for me. I spent $40 in an Uber to get from Brooklyn to Manhattan just so I'm on time. And she never even arrived. And I stood outside at nighttime by myself in front of the spot. And this girl never showed up. I reached out to her and she was like, "Oh, I'm still hanging out with such and such, and I just lost track of time. I'm on my way though. I'll be there in 5 minutes." She never came.
Welcome to the city life of New York. Am I right, guys, or what? New York isn't for everybody. I'm just going to be honest with you. It isn't for everybody. And you know the saying, man. You know the saying. If you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. But if you come there with that small town mindset in New York, and trust me, I lived there for years. If you come there with that small town mindset in New York, it will chew you up and spit you out. Am I right, guys, or what? Back to the topic. Let's get it. Let's go.
It was something that I kept experiencing over and over again. And after that, I realized that it's a very me, myself, and I kind of city. It's very rare to find people who are looking out for you. Everyone is just like me, and it's so hard for me to adjust. At this point, I've showed up to things by myself so much that I am so tired of showing up alone. I have gone to the movies by myself for the last 3 years. I have gone out to eat by myself. I sit at the bar by myself. I do everything by myself, to a point where now I'm so closed up. Society is a lot different than what I'm used to. I'm used to people like excited to see me, and I'm excited to see them back, and we're mutually like happy to go out. So I'm going to go through the laundry list of bad shit first. I've already talked about my apartment in a previous video, okay? The apartment from hell. I've had the roommates from hell. I have assaulted 2 of my roommates. I didn't even know I was capable of such aggression. I'm not proud of it. I didn't even know who I was in those moments, and it hit me, and I'm like, this is not me.
And here's the funny part. This is just how I personally feel about this, man. Women are not designed to go through the things that men go through when it comes to the toils of life. Women are not designed to go through that. I'm serious. Am I right, guys, or what? Am I right, what? Huh? Women are not designed to go through these types of things in life, man. It's just not what you guys are designed for. You can hit me up in the comments if you disagree. But look, man, almost every woman that I've ran across that have been through crazy crap turned out to be bitter, and they can't stay in relationships. It's very few that do it, but the majority end up, they just can't stay in relationships. Am I right, guys, or what, huh? Hit me up in the comments. Let's go.
This shit ain't me. I have never assaulted anybody. Well, I've never assaulted anybody in my adult life. I got in a car accident that has changed my life. It's so hard. I got hit by a truck. I don't want to. Don't cry. Oh my God, don't cry. I'm like trying not to. And, that changed a lot for me.
Oh, yeah.
And after that moment, that's when I really went into this protective layer. I was all alone, and I didn't have anybody that I could really call. I remember seeing a guy at the time, and I texted him because I wanted, some kind of empathy. Or damn, it got dark really fast. He just asked me if I was still coming over later that night, and it was just a very me. I spent the entire year down bad. I had a back surgery, which I went into by myself. I had a shoulder surgery. It's a much tougher way of life. I've seen all kinds of crazy, fucked up shit. Just walking the streets of New York City, you will see some fucked up traumatizing shit.
Like I said, guys, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again. New York is not designed for the average man. Real talk. Am I right, guys, or what? No, it's not. It's not. I'm to be honest with you, like I said, to just even break it down even more, life was not designed for us to go through it by ourselves. But for some odd reason, the media has convinced modern women that they can get out here and do this life on their own. And it is a complete lie. A complete lie. Let's go.
There are so many homeless people with dire mental health issues that cannot get help, that are just roaming the streets. They may have a drug dependency. They may just be zapping out and crashing out. And they practically live in the subways, right? So then, especially like when I lived in Brooklyn, there was not one day that would go by where a homeless person, a crazy person, someone crashing out on drugs would get on a subway and terrorize people. And it was so scary because you never know what these motherfuckers gonna do. Ain't nobody here to stop them. And this ain't no video game. And sometimes it kind of feels like it. It's like there ain't no video game. You can get your ass beat. These motherfuckers will bite a chunk out of you. It becomes normalized and you become desensitized to how much crazy shit that you see in a day. And it shouldn't even be like this. And the amount of delusion and mental gymnastics that you put yourself through to justify living here is insane. If you speak to a real New Yorker, they'll tell you that it's bad as fuck. They're not gonna lie to you. They will look you dead in your shit and tell you that New York fucking sucks, but they fucking love it and you better not say anything. But they know.
And you know what? And here's the crazy part. The average woman from New York is as masculine as it comes because of the climate of New York. Am I right, guys, or what, huh? Seriously. Now it's about to get like this all throughout the country with the whole new regime going in. Yes, sir. And all of these different benefits that the government are starting to yank off from under the American people, to slim government down, to make it to where it's affordable for the people so the people can actually get out here and live their lives. Man, come on, y'all. It's about to get nuts. Am I right, guys, or what? It's about to go. Hit me up in the comments. I will hit you back. Let's get to it.
It sucks. If you talk to transplants and people who move here, they always have this like, oh, this is amazing. I love this. Look at me. They always do this dumb shit. Just walking outside and seeing massive piles of trash. I mean, massive, like heaps of trash topped on more heaps of trash. And this is just a regular everyday. Like you'll walk down the street and see heaps of trash all lined up with rats and shit running out and like homeless people busting the bags open, walking around seeing needles everywhere. This is normal. After a certain point, you don't even realize it anymore. You stop smelling the trash. You stop seeing the rats. The rats is like another squirrel, to be honest,
And you know what the funny part about this is, guys? I don't know what it is about people when they're moving to these big cities like LA or New York. It's like the first thing, especially if they've never been before, one of the first things that they do is they want to go straight to the heart of downtown Los Angeles or downtown New York. And that is the last thing you should do. That it's so overrated and it's so overhyped. I lived in a city called Nyack. And if you guys don't know about Nyack, let me tell you guys something, man. That is one of the most beautiful places, underrated places it is to live when it comes to New York, man. Am I right, guys, or what? And look, if any of you guys are familiar with Nyack, hit me up in the comments, man. I would love to move back to my home of Nyack here. Let's get into it. Let's go.
I'm not even gonna lie. I hate when my neighbors go in and out of their home while I'm filming. Like, how dare you interrupt my filming? This shit's not normal. Why is this normal? Why are we glorifying this? Why are we romanticizing this? Are we just actively deluding ourselves into thinking that this is this is it, this is the best? Why do we have to do mental gymnastics? Why do I have to get used to rats? Why do I have to get used to trash all in the street? Why do I have to get used to crazy motherfuckers on the train that's gonna bite your ear off? Nigga, they will bite your kneecaps off if they could. I saw a homeless man fighting with a trash can on the subway platform.
Welcome to New York. Am I right, guys, or what? Let's go. Yeah, and my boys Philly just won the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, give it up for the guys, man. Philly. Let's get it.
With the trash can. And he lost. He fell over. And the trash bag fell on top of him. I was like, damn, you got your ass beat by a trash bag. How come when I walk to work, there is a someone who is so conked out, crashed out off of, I learned it's called trank, right? It's called trank, and they put it in the dope, and it makes the high much stronger, and it makes you like, oh my God, it makes you crash out, and it makes them do the lean. They do some crazy ass lean, like defying gravity. I thought this man was dead. I thought he was dead, y'all. I'm talking, he didn't even look the right color. He was doing the lean like all the way over, and he looked a little bit blue. And I was like, damn, this motherfucker, he just died. And the worst part was, he had an open, I don't want to get into the details. It's very gruesome. But he had this open wound on his arm where you could just see straight through his arm. Very gruesome, severe. And I have to walk, and everyone's just walking by him like it's nothing. And it makes me wonder, what is it about New York that makes us all put up with so much unpleasant shit?
Social media, TV, everything that's been pushed down our throats as kids about how New York should look, what we think New York is, how they make New York look to us. LA, same thing. It's crazy. People leaving these small towns to go to New York and LA. Guys, let me tell you something, man. It isn't necessary today to do that. Am I right, guys, or what? It's not necessary. Everything's online. If you want to do your own stuff, you don't have to go into New York, or you don't have to go move to LA to pursue your career when it comes to the entertainment. You can do it all right from your bedroom today. Am I right, guys, or what? Huh? Yep.
Do we want to look cool? Do we get so desensitized that it becomes our way of life and we just don't even think about it? Do we forget what normal looks like? Mm-hmm. Do we forget what normal smells like?
Guys, they've actually did a study that says that living in cities like New York, LA, Chicago, it's really not natural. It's not natural to live in cities this big because you develop such a narcissism, being so stimulated on a higher level every day, like really does something to you. It really messes you up. It pulls you away from your humanity. It pulls you away from it.
I've never smelled so much human waste and sewage and exhaust and just bullshit that when I went to California, when I went to Pasadena earlier this year, I thought that shit was suspect because I didn't smell anything. I'm like, yo, this is suspect. Why it smells so fresh? What's going on? They ain't season their air or nothing. I'm like, yo, they don't season their air over here. And it occurred to me, nobody seasons their air. There is so much stuff that I have never experienced in my life until I came to New York. I'm not saying this to shit on New York. I'm saying this because I'm telling it like it is. My penthouse tours. Number one, there's like 3 other people living in your There are 3 other people living in your penthouse. Half the time they have a flex bedroom, which is when they take one bedroom and they put
Split it
like
in
a
two.
divider and they put up some drywall in between it and they make it like a little mini bedroom. And 3 people squeeze into a penthouse.
Yep.
And you are all paying like what?
$1,000.
$2,000,
Yep.
$3,000 to share a penthouse with multiple other people, and then you don't even see them motherfuckers on cameras.
Let me tell you, guys, listen to me well. You don't have to live this type of life in New York. Live on the outer skirts. Where I lived, I was literally like 30 minutes away from Manhattan, spending half the money. Seriously. Guys, get off of this just following the crowd. Get off of it. Seriously. You can live a good life in New York and not have to live in Manhattan or the boroughs or any. You can live on the outskirts, guys. Stop following the crowd. Hit me up in the comments, guys. Let's go.
Look at the real people who live here, okay? Listen to me. My rent just went up to $2,400. I am not okay. I'm not okay. There's no one living with me, boo. All right, I'm doing this shit the hard way, unfortunately. You notice a lot of times the influencers, they put their like, I'm moving to New York, apartment hunting, da-da-da. And within like 3 months, they're gone. They're like,
Tapped out.
I decided to leave New York.
Yep.
Okay, here's the reason why. Their management company, they had never planned to actually live here and make a living here. They just wanted to make content, right? Really cool content. 2, their management company is paying for these expenses because, of course, obviously the management company gets a cut. So they're not actually paying, or 2, they're living with multiple people. So please do not get fooled and think you will come here and live in a penthouse. The average price, if you were to buy a penthouse in New York, in Manhattan, like these people are pretending they are, oh my God, it's millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. It's definitely a tough place to live.
And there you go, guys. There you go. Give yourselves another round of applause for coming in for another episode of the DuJuan Elliott Podcast. Thank you guys so much for another one, man. Guys, what do you think, man? What do you think? Do you believe her story? Or are you still faced with this dysfunctional reality that you think that New York is a place, downtown New York, Manhattan is a place that you can actually survive in, because you can't. It's unnatural, guys. It's unnatural, guys. Do you think that you could live in New York? I lived there for years, but do you think you could live in New York? Hit me up, guys, if you agree with this girl in the comments. If you disagree with me, that's fine. Hit me up. Let me know. I will hit you back, guys. Thank you so much for all the love and support. I'll be seeing you guys in the next episode. Thank you guys so much. Peace.